from one of the loudest venues in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And we are underway from Arrowhead. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Here's Mahomes to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory right at the 40. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will. Now here's Mahomes. Flush to his right. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another first down. That's a great example right there to remind everyone of what a weapon he can be as a mobile quarterback, Charles. Nice play to escape the pocket and get his offense into the red zone with a first down.
And defensive coaches losing their mind on that play because they knew about his mobility coming in, and they preached all week long. If he gets outside the pocket, find receivers in your area and cover them. Otherwise, plays like that will continue to result.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Mahomes going to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run here with Pacheco. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Chiefs are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City.
It's not often you talk about statement drives coming right at the start of the game, but that was some statement there. That drive took them the length of the field, and as I look at the clock, ate up nearly the entire first quarter as well. Great work up front, clearing space, and an ideal finish on the touchdown run.
So what do you make of that? You go on the road, you score the opening drive touchdown, opt to go for 2, and all of a sudden they're up 8-zip.
Yeah, this wasn't a decision that they made right here and right now. They made this decision during the week. Hey, if we get the ball and score right away, let's show them that we feel like we're superior. Go for 2 and really put the pressure on them.
And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one too low.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat like the guys in the on-deck circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
And the Chiefs are going to get him.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. One quarter down, 8-0 the score. Second quarter from Arrowhead, it's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Flushed out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now Mahomes sliding out of the pocket.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. To throw, it's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Mahomes now to throw. Being chased out left. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And it's 15-0. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing now is Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. To the catch made by Hopkins.
And a big hit there. That was a man coming with bad intentions. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
Brandon, a good idea there on third down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on down.
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheese heads on and have filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And here we go from Lambeau. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. And look at this return. And some excellent field position awaiting them. That return up close to the 40 before he went out. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Jacobs gets it to start the drive. He's got a gain of 6 there. Nnamdi Madubuike making that stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Here we go, set.
Love out of the shotgun. Able to get it to Reed. And he stopped cold at the spot. We'll keep paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Going run again with Jacobs. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, Those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick. And the Ravens take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate. In this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth, who's going to respond next?
And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Every offense in the league today, they want a couple of guys on the roster capable of doing this. Players who can line up a receiver, running back, and make plays from both spots. It's where the NFL's been heading for years, and what a great example on that play.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Lamar now from the gun. He finds Aguilar. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. All right, all set up now, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Caught near the goal line. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Justin Tucker to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Catch is made down the right sideline. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Ready, break.
Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Reed's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers, or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss. Thankfully, not a big loss last play. They're at the 2, 2nd and goal. Jacobs. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Back-to-back runs, stop short, and now it leaves him with a big 3rd and goal.
Let's go.
He tries to sneak it, and he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain on the play, and they remain just short of the end zone. It's 4th and goal. Man in motion here. Fourth down, here's Love. And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Christian Watson with the touchdown. Brandon McManus on for the PAT. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. On now is McManus to kick this away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was looking for Mark Andrews. And it's going to be 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 26. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. Jackson to throw it. Escapes the pocket. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Lamar throwing again. Taken in by Likely. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers side of the field. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Play action now with Jackson. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for his wide receiver there. 4th down coming up. Sending a receiver left. 4th down, here's Jackson. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
That'll be complete to Jacobs. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. The Packers take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that. You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw, almost an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got
a lot of guys there, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he has a decent gain on what's going to be the final play of the half. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter.
Set to kick off.
Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. He fields it from the 8. Returns looking good so far. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40.
Well, we got ourselves quite a game today, a tie game coming into this 3rd quarter. And what you're looking for is a little instant jolt of momentum coming out of the locker room. And that return might just be the spark that leads to that momentous fire.
The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Jackson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this 2nd half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. That's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Within 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's whole home on the stat sheet. But if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
He'll get this to Henry. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Lamar off the play fake. He loses the football. Packers pick it up. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security's at premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer.
Running on 1st here with Jacobs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
They gain 14 on the play, and it'll be 1st down Packers. New set of downs for them from the 46. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. as that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. New set of downs for him from the 46. First down throw, here's Love. Bails out of the pocket quick. On the run right, throwing deep. Oh no, they get him yet again! And the Ravens get it back as he intercepts him for the second time this game. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Connects with Bateman. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Now Jackson off the play action. Finds him on the crossing route. Still has some space inside the 35. A lot of mess on the move here. He does it! Touchdown, Baltimore! The Ravens take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts him in front here in the second half. It puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Trying to locate it. Oh no, he lost it!
You know what? This game is hard. So sometimes catching a break or two in just the right circumstances is a big deal. Sideline could be your best friend as a runner because you lose the ball next to it, there's a good chance it could go harmlessly out of bounds.
On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. The Packers take their first time out. As that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
They stick with Jacobs. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Justin Matabike making that stop. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Packers football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the 4th. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. He cuts it right. And he runs this one in. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers now trail by just a point in the 4th. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Hardy on the return. Returns looking good so far. Past midfield, and he's got space. It's a foot race. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a 4th quarter lead. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
14.
After watching one kick get taken back, partner, let's see how well they can replicate it as this one's away. Nixon now to return it. Big lift from the coverage team there. That's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Love from the gun. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it at the 30. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
And this one doesn't go far.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's 3rd down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't quite hang on.
Watson with the catch. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
From the red zone now. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage once again, that 7-yard line as they get set, 2nd and goal.
Let's go now.
Love out of the shotgun. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers cut it to just 2 late in the game. So there's part 1, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now, you'd imagine, comes a try for 2.
You know, Kate, this might be just as tough as that touchdown. I know they work all week on their 2-point plays, but they're hard to execute. That being said, if they want to...
And he's in for the 2-point conversion near the tail end of this game. Ho-ho! We are all tied up. Woo, crisis averted, Brock. They got the 2 and the tie for now, at least. It looks like they have staved off the L and forced themselves overtime.
Yeah, those 2 critical words you just said right there, for now, like for right now. But there's a lot more time on that clock than this defense would care to see. They got to step up. Offense just stepped up, got the 2-point conversion. Now defense, you got to respond to send this game to overtime.
And this drive is going to have some great starting field position as a result of that short kick. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. He'll look to throw it. Buying some time right. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be first down, Baltimore. Here he is to throw. He's got Andrews.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Setting up to pass. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
Oh, those linebackers. Those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. Still one more in their pocket to use. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Trying down the middle with Henry. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Timeout taken by the Packers. Their third and final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Running once more with Henry. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Another run for Henry. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. And with 2 seconds remaining in our contest, we're going to see what both teams decide to do with this final play. So now it all comes down to Justin Tucker. It's a 29-yard look right down the middle for him. The kick is good. He got it. And he drills the chip shot to win them this game. So the Ravens will fly home with the win. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Green Bay.
So long.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Jackson, first play, going to throw. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry.
Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. Play action. It's Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mike Andrews, the tight end.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Now it's Jackson.
That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. To throw is Jackson.
And he'll get this underneath to Henry.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. They go play action with Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson doing it himself from 9 yards out.
And the Ravens are on the board first here this afternoon. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anymore because they run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep it back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Throwing Nix.
His throw incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
A throw left side, reeled in by the rookie wideout. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
To throw, here's Nix.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Steps away to his left. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Nix looking to throw again. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 19. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Nix to the air.
And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. From 19 yards away.
And the Broncos are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. They'll look to throw. It's complete. And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for 2. They convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
23 yards the pickup there.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. Here's Jackson to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. He tried to do it himself, but couldn't find his way to the marker. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Flush to his right.
Open man downfield. It's Bailey.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
To throw is Nix.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. Nix to throw again. And it's intercepted at the goal. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Jackson now. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 51 yards on the punt there. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now it's Nix. Flushed out right. And that's going to be... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. But they will not be able to capitalize as time is run out here on the first half of play. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
He sets to fire deep. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. 65 yards. And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. They'll look to run for him with Williams. They'll try and run it here. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for two?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Jackson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos
falls. It's a sack. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
Second and 20 at the 22-yard line.
Now Jackson. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Play action. Now Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down.
Here's Jackson.
Eluding the pressure right. Complete. It's Henry.
Room to maneuver at the 35.
And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big pickup of 38.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
Jackson will throw again.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Nelson Aguilar from 17 yards out.
And the Ravens are an extra point away from evening this one up. Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2.
And he will not get there as the try for 2 is unsuccessful. And they will remain down by a point. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
On play action, here's Nix. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Bo Nix.
A 12-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
They'll try and throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive. And we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Rolling to his right.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Throwing is Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews.
And the Ravens are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Nix. Quickly into the hands of Mims.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Broncos.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Bronco score.
Marvin Mims.
55 yards.
And the Broncos answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Rolling to his left. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's 1st down. Now Jackson. Connecting with Andrews. He's across midfield. Plenty of time left, plus all 3 timeouts. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman.
Boy, how do you let a guy get that wide open in the 2-minute drill?
There's absolutely no way that that's coached or taught. That's an absolute complete breakdown on that play.
We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. Jackson. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
But just over a minute to go in the football game. 2nd and 10. Throwing, Jackson.
They'll roll him out right. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Henry. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios.
And he's in for the touchdown. And barring a miracle, the extra point can win this football game. Tucker now to add the point after. And they have got the lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
He'll look to throw.
Able to find Mims.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And that will write a finish to this ball game.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.